physics, fire is just hot matter. But look, I normally don't mention this because I don't know at all that I'm right. But there is a form of matter that most of us don't know about, which looks like fire. Plasma. Not plasma as in blood, but plasma in a state of existence between light in its pure sense and matter in its particulate sense. When the light in the beginning is becoming particulate matter, this particulate matter in the beginning cannot exist as particulate matter because of the heat and the density. And so it exists in a state that is called a plasma state. And it is super hot matter that does not exhibit the qualities of but it is not pure light. It's a boundary state in here. And for a while in the beginning of the universe, as light was becoming matter, it was the existence of a plasma state, which is matter so superheated under so much pressure that it does not show the characteristics of particulate matter. But it is also not pure light. And it would look like fire. It is another state of matter. What do we have? Fire, water, and various things. Fire, as we normally call fire, is just hot matter. Matter that is actually giving up its electrons and breaking apart because of the heat. But this is a totally different kind of thing. It is very hot, and it would look to us not like fire. It would look like a stream of hot. It would almost look like a stream of hot liquid if you actually saw it. Now, I don't want to say by any means that is what jinn are, but that's the only other state of matter that I know of that could have anything to do with that. So it is a state of matter between light in its absolute sense and matter in its particulate sense.
Do you think that, say for example, we have human being created from the clay, and also the angels from light, that is created from light, so it is not light. Is that because of a special source?
What you say the angels are not light?
I mean, if we say the angels created from light, maybe that is talking about his something like a body. It's not the spiritual aspect. Do you think that's right?
See, I think angels are light.
Are light.
Yeah.
So if they're created from, that means, like us, we have a dichotomy. You have a body and a soul. So the body is from clay, but the soul is not from clay.
Yeah.
So we are not the clay. We are the soul actually more than the clay.
But I'm not sure. But I don't think an angel has a soul. Is that right? Am I correct in that?
So we maybe the source higher than even light to get to know the situation of life, like other human being. Our soul comes to the body.
To be honest, I think a soul is considered by the scholars somewhat less than light.
But I think this is different from the
I think a soul is considered less pure than light. but I would not have difficulty with all light being angels. You see, the way that I originally drew it here, there was Allah, uncreated light, and then He created light, and that was the spirit existence. And in that spirit existence, He created angels. That is somewhat of the standard way we look at it. But I'm not at all convinced that the actual creation of light is not the creation of angels. That all light may actually be angels, because angels have unlimited form. Angels do not have a form. Angels have an unlimited number of forms.
So the Khalifa, for example, the Khalifa concept is matter and soul. On the soul, most important is the soul. Like our human being, we will be the Khalifa. So that mentioned as a Khalifa is the soul, or is a mixture between the whole the soul and the body.
I think the concept of Khalifa is the method by which Allah tells us to perfect our soul.
So that means the soul important, essential.
The soul is the essential thing, right? But the soul continues even after it is connected with the human body. The soul continues existing outside of space and time. Because it's existing outside of space and time, it doesn't interact with the physical world. It interacts with the physical world through, in modern terminology, through the mind. And it is through the mind that it is the mind we must perfect. It's not the body we perfect. It's not even the behavior we perfect. It is the thing that we really perfect is the mind. By perfecting the mind, which is the soul's interface with the physical world. That is how we perfect our soul, which is outside of space and time. We perfect our soul by perfecting our mind. And perfecting our mind is done through the process of thought. And the process of thought, although these words don't convey it that well, is about contemplation of the creation of Allah and remembrance of Allah. But those words greatly oversimplify the process. It is a really complex process of eventually seeing everything in relationship to creation of Allah and feeling everything in relationship to your experience with Allah. And really everything. I mean, I don't mean just a lot. Ultimately everything. This is where I think the perfection of the soul comes in. I am a little vague, or quite vague, as to how exactly Allah creates a soul and what He creates it with. Although it does appear to be light.
Sufi said that the first thing I was going to create is the Nur Muhammadiyya. When the Muhammad light, so from his light, then come out his soul and spirit, being separate. One comes from the soul, critical grand different souls. Another comes from the matter, from the what you draw there, from the light, the subatomic or maybe particle, then come to the universe. Well, finally, drawn in the human form. So the Sufi says from the Muhammad Nur, Muhammad light, from his light. That's the first one thing.
Yes. If you're referring to the hadith that someone else spoke to me about, that Allah actually created the physical universe from the light, first created the light of Muhammad and then from that created the universe, that this is generally considered by Sufi to be an absolute fact. But by scholars who are not Sufi, it is considered to be an unverifiable hadith, particularly presented with the purpose of giving greater significance to our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, than just being a human being. Who they're talking about is the enlightenment, meaning the knowledge